Chapter 6, The Trap and Arts of Betrayal. That evening, we dropped by the weapon shop again after returning to the castle town. HOH, well if it isn't the shield lad. The other heroes had also dropped by earlier. Did everyone buy from this shop? Oyaji greeted us with a pleased expression. Oh right. Do you know where we can sell this? I presented Oyaji with an orange balloon skin and he pointed towards the front of his store. There's a shop that buys most of the monster drops if you bring them over there. Thank you. So, what business do you have with me? Haha, it's for Maine. I want to gear up my companion. Maine was quietly staring at the equipment inside the store when I turned toward her. So what's your budget? I had 680 silver coins remaining on hand. I wondered how much I should spend. Maine, how much should I use? Maine was comparing equipment with an extremely serious expression. So serious that my words didn't reach her at all. Since I didn't know the cost to rent a room at an inn, I couldn't estimate how much we would need for a month's worth of lodging. Your companion's equipment? I suppose anything that looks good while providing decent stats would be fine, right? Sounds good. Since I had next to nothing in terms of firepower, it was a better idea to focus on gearing Maine up. You can give me a discount on expensive equipment since I've been accompanying you twice today, isn't that right? HOH, please keep those hilarious fantasies to yourself, dear brave hero of ours. 80% discount. Please don't be unreasonable. 20% discount. We can go a bit higher, no? 79% discount. Never in my wildest dreams would I have guessed that you were the type to haggle on products. Whatever. 90% discount. Tisk. 21% discount. At least give me a better deal. Full discount. What the hell, Yuusha-sama? Fine. 50% discount. Too small. 92%. Then, as this continued for a while, Maine brought over a set of armor with a cute design and a seemingly useful metal sword. Yuusha-sama, I would like these. Oyaji, what's the total? 60% discount. The total is 480 silver coins including the price reduction, which is a 59% final discount. Since I had been haggling with Oyaji before Maine made up her mind, the price was greatly reduced. Yet as expected, being left with only 200 silver coins was a bit rough, no? Maine, can't you wait a bit longer? I'm trying to save us as much money as possible for our lodging. Isn't it fine, Yuusha-sama? If I get stronger, we can defeat bigger and more dangerous monsters, which also means more income, right? With her eyes sparkling, Maine pressed her breasts against my arm as she pleaded with me. I suppose so. With 200 silver coins remaining, I wondered what Ren, Motoyazu, and Itsuki would do to get their hands on this amount. Their original funds could only take them as far, barely covering the initial gear for their entire team. It seemed like 200 silver coins is an amount which will let a person live comfortably for a whole month. Recruiting companions, leveling them up, and increasing your own income doesn't sound like a bad idea. Alright Oyaji, please take care of this. Thanks for your patronage. Really, you're one hell of a hero. Haha, not like money has eyes to see. I had always been a money hoarder in net games. Buying items at the lowest price from auctions and reselling them at the highest price possible. Nothing is as easy as haggling with another person. Money will blind their eyes after all. Thank you, Yuusha-sama. Maine teasingly kissed my hand. This meant intimate up. Tomorrow's adventure will be a walk in the park. After we bought Maine her equipment, we headed over to the town's inn. 30 copper coins a night per person. 2 rooms, please. Wouldn't one room do just fine? Yuusha-sama. Maine silently pressured me. Well, it couldn't be helped. 2 rooms then. Hi. I owe you a favor. The inn owner was rubbing his hands together as he led us to our rooms. The price was standardized based on the number of people. After that we went out for dinner in the inn's tavern. We were charged 10 extra copper coins for our meals. In other words, I spread out the region map which I purchased along the way and asked Maine today, we were hunting in this meadow over here. This map showed the geographic landscape of the surrounding region. If I had asked before, Motoyasu would have definitely shown me the ropes. But looking back at his attitude yesterday, that didn't appeal to me at all. I also had no reservations in outwitting my other competitors. I wanted to get ahead of them by learning where powerful demon lairs were located first. Therefore, I asked Maine to teach me the area of this region. Yes. That's correct. Earlier you said something about if we had pressed onward, were you talking about this forest that's within walking distance from the meadow? With this map I could get a rough understanding of this country's geography. There's a highway that cuts across the castle meadows and leads into a forest. From there, mountains appear along the edges of the map with a river nearby. Since this wasn't a very big map, I couldn't see any other villages that might have been further ahead. As expected, this map doesn't provide any information beyond the forest. It would be suicidal to fight without knowing what monsters spawn in there or the safe path through the area. Yes. Although it isn't recorded in the map, there's a village called Raffin inside the forest. This is where we should go next. Famu, interesting. There's also a novice dungeon outside of the village. Dungeon. The Dreamland. Although there was nothing to do besides killing the monsters inside when it came to net games, the rewards won't be too bad either. Yuusha-sama would at least gain a few levels from that place. I see. We're also well equipped, and along with Yuusha-sama's superb defense, it should be a breeze. Oh ho, why thank you. I'll use this as a future reference. Not at all. By the way, Yuusha-sama? Why haven't you touched your wine? I had gotten carried away with the tavern's atmosphere and ordered a glass, but I hadn't even taken a sip yet. Haha, I'm not very fond of alcohol, you see. It's not that I couldn't drink. As a matter of fact, I could hold my liquor quite easily. I just wasn't interested in drinking. Back in my college fraternity when there was a party and everyone, including me, was chugging down drinks like alcoholics, only I stayed sober while the rest had gotten beastly drunk. After that certain event, they all came to hate my guts. Is that so? But one cup wouldn't hurt, right? Sorry. But I really, truly hate to drink. But I'm sorry. Oh okay. Maine dejectedly withdrew the glass of wine. Well then, I'll be retiring for today. Please take care of me tomorrow as well. Hi, see you tomorrow. I hastily finished my meal inside the noisy tavern and returned to my room. As expected, I had to remove my chainmail since it was uncomfortable to sleep with it on. I hung it on a chair afterwards. I then placed the bag of silver coins on the table. So I had 200 silver coins remaining. Hey! Actually, make that 199 silver coins since I paid the inn in advance. Unable to calm down, I couldn't help but feel anxious the whole time. It must have been my beggar blood acting up since I've always been lacking in the cash department. Like a stealthy, Japanese tourist who's on vacation, I hid 30 silver coins inside my shield. Yep. I could finally feel secure. Much had happened today. So this is the feeling you get from defeating monsters. Those balloons didn't inflict any pain though. I was sitting on the bed, so I lied back down without a second thought. What an unfamiliar ceiling, and it was only yesterday that I came into this world. I needed to relax. From now on, the curtain to my glorious daily life will open. Although I had a late start compared to my fellow heroes, I would be walking on my own path. I didn't need to become the strongest, just doing the best to my abilities would be enough. For some reason, I suddenly gotten so sleepy. I could hear a cheerful voice coming from the direction of the tavern. I think I heard voices similar to both Motoyasu and Itsuki conversing in the next room. Are those guys lodging here too? I reached out my hand to extinguish the room lamp. It's a bit early tonight, but let's just hit the hay. Shari shari. What in the world is that sound? Are the tavern's drunkards making more ruckus again? Munya. Scratchy scratch. It was so hot, these clothes were so sticky. Hey! It was cold. The sun shone brightly on my face, as if announcing a new morning. Disoriented from drowsiness, I got up and took a look outside the window. It seemed that I had fallen asleep before I knew it. The sun had already risen quite high. According to my biological clock, it should be around 9 a.m. Airy. I was only in my underwear. Did I unconsciously take my clothes off? Oh well, whatever. As I eyed the scenery outside my window, I spotted crowds of people come and go as if it was the most natural thing in the world. It was quite the spectacle seeing busy restaurants and food stalls cooking their ingredients for the day's lunch rush. There were also carriages being pulled along the street, and I unwittingly fell into a trance of sorts. Haha, this really is a wonderful parallel world. It seemed that the bird or horse-drawn carriages were the two most popular types. The bird looked like a particular type of ostrich. I believe their official name in a certain game would be chocobo. If anything, the horses seemed to be more of the luxurious type. Once in a while, a carriage would be pulled by a cattle. This medieval setting is unbelievably wonderful, isn't it? Now then, it's time to start breakfast and quickly depart for another adventure. I searched the bed for my clothes which I supposedly removed during my slumber. Weird. They weren't here. The chainmail that was hung on the chair could not be found. The bag of silver coins on the table was gone too. Not only that, even my original spare clothes were gone. What the? Oh snap! Nighttime invasion? I was robbed during my sleep. This inn had some serious problems with their security. Anyways, I had to hurry over to Maine and warn her. Bam! I rushed out and knocked on the door next to my room. Maine! There's a problem. Our money and my equipment. Don don don. There was no sign of Maine coming out no matter how hard I knocked. Ta ta ta. Noisy footsteps could be heard approaching my direction from a bit further down the corridor. The castle knights came over and stared at me. Since I was the victim of a night-raided invasion, they were going to help me arrest the culprit, right? This thief must have been quite a fool to rob a hero in his sleep. You guys are knights from the castle, right? Please hear me out for a moment. I faced the knights and eagerly appealed to them. Maine, please come out of the room quickly, I'm in serious trouble right now. It's the shield hero. Well, yeah. That's me. What in the world? They seem to be strangely hostile towards me. The king has requested your immediate presence. We are to accompany you along the way. Requested my presence? No, I have a reason for looking like this. I was a victim of a bedroom invasion. The culprit, dash. Come along now. Squeeze that hurts. At least listen to my story. The knights forcefully gripped my arms and took me by force. I'm still in my underwear here. What kind of treatment is this? Hey, Maine! Come quickly. The knights refused to listen to my situation, and thus I had to leave Maine behind at the inn while I was being dragged back to the castle. A carriage like the ones I saw earlier was there waiting for me. I had no idea what was going on. All I knew was that I was being treated like a criminal while the real one was somewhere roaming free.